You know, when we think about cybersecurity, we usually picture some hacker in a dark room trying to smash through digital walls from the outside. But what if the biggest threat isn't trying to get in? What if it's been inside the whole time? Let's get into it. Seriously, just think about it for a second. We've got firewalls, we've got two-factor authentication, we have all this crazy complex tech. But what is the single biggest weak spot for pretty much any organization out there? Yep, the biggest risk is the insider threat. It's the employee, the contractor, anyone who already has a key to the front door. And that completely changes how you have to play the security game. Now, when you hear insider threat, your mind probably jumps to some spy movie stuff, right? A disgruntled employee sneaking out with a USB drive full of secrets. And yeah, that definitely happens, but it's not even close to the whole story. See, the reality is way more complicated. An insider threat can absolutely be malicious, but it can also be negligent. You know, that coworker who clicks on a sketchy email link without a second thought. Or it could be totally accidental. Someone just misclicks a setting and unknowingly props a digital door wide open. So how did we used to handle this problem? Well, the old way was loud, and not in a good way. Imagine a security team just getting buried under a constant avalanche of alerts, most of them completely useless. The systems just cried wolf over and over again. And this right here shows you exactly why it was so broken. Old school security was all about rigid, static rules. If you do action X, an alarm bell rings, period. This meant security analysts had to manually sift through thousands of false positives, alerts that were just noise. It was a nightmare. But now, AI is flipping the script by focusing on behavior, not just these clumsy rules. And this is where our new watchdog comes into the picture. AI is fundamentally changing the security mindset. We're moving away from being reactive, cleaning up a mess after a breach, and becoming predictive. We're trying to stop the mess before it even happens. This quote really nails it. The key phrase here is behavioral analytics. It's a total game changer. Instead of just asking what happened, the AI is constantly asking a much smarter question. Is this person acting normal? Okay, so how does this digital watchdog actually think? Well, it's not some kind of magic. It's actually a really powerful mix of different technologies that all work together to learn, adapt, and analyze things on a scale no human team ever could. To really get it, you've got to look inside the AI's toolkit. It's not just one thing. It's a whole collection of cool methods that let it understand and protect a network. So let's pop the hood and see what makes this thing tick. So everything starts with this idea of baselining. Think of it like this. You know how your friends usually text? If one of them suddenly starts sending you weird messages at 4 in the morning using perfect grammar, you'd suspect something's up, right? AI does that for everyone on a network, building a unique digital fingerprint for what normal looks like for each person. Right, so once the AI knows what's normal, it gets really good at spotting what's not. And that's anomaly detection. So say you have an employee who always works 9 to 5. And then, suddenly, their account logs in at 3 a.m. from a different country and starts downloading a ton of sensitive files. That is a gigantic red flag that the old rule-based systems might have totally ignored. Because, hey, the user had permission. And believe it or not, it gets even smarter. Using something called natural language processing, or NLP, the AI can actually read and understand emails and chats. It looks at the tone, the intent, and the context to spot things like a really sneaky phishing attempt that's trying to trick you. But here's the twist in the story. This incredible new detective, well, it has a dark side. The very same tech that makes AI such a powerful defender can be flipped around and turned into a really dangerous weapon. This is what's known as the dual-use problem. Pretty much any tool that's built for good can be studied by the bad guys and used to create even nastier attacks. The watchdog can be fooled, or it can give attackers the blueprint to build a much more ferocious wolf. And we're not just talking about hypotheticals here. Malicious insiders can actually try to poison the AI's data, slowly teaching it that their suspicious activity is perfectly normal. And on the other side, attackers are using AI to create scarily realistic deepfake videos and phishing emails that are almost impossible for a person to tell are fake. So what does this all mean for us? It means the future of cybersecurity isn't some destination we're going to arrive at. It's more like a never-ending cat-and-mouse game between AI defenses and AI-powered attacks. But here's the most important thing to remember. Even with these new challenges, AI is absolutely essential. There's just no way for humans to keep up with the amount of data flying around in a big company. AI gives us the power to see those tiny, subtle signals of a threat that would otherwise be lost in all the noise. It's making our security smarter and more adaptive than it's ever been. And that leaves us with one last, really big question to chew on. We're building these incredibly powerful AI systems to watch us, to watch human behavior. But as the AI gets more powerful, more autonomous, how do we get better at watching the watchdog?